Welcome back to Local Stuff on 99.7 The Blitz. It is Hales. Big shout out to Turtle Creek Tavern and Westside Vapor for allowing us to do this show every week. This is a very special one because we have Sourblood in studio. Justin, Nick, Adam, and Shane. They've got their new album Rebirth coming out on Saturday, February 7th, and their big release show over at the El Rosa as well. All ages, doors are at $6, and money, that's not the word I was looking for. Ticket prices, there we go. Those are $6, and the bands that'll be performing: Liquid 16, Push Ahead, Active Violence, the Arcadia Summit, and Siege the Gates. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
You're all just staring at me like, what's happening right now? This is so weird. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Trying to stay as warm and dry as possible because it's crap outside.
Yes.
That sounds terrible.
It is terrible. I agree. So you guys, I've heard lots of backstory about you guys. Obviously, you've been around in the local scene. I've heard bad stories about you. You're awful.
That sounds right.
They're all true. All of them. Each
Everything is truth.
Yeah.
So you've been around for a while. I've heard lots of backstories about you guys. So what is it like having been a band since, I think, 2005, if I'm right?
Yes.
How do you keep that going for 10 years with all of the obstacles that come with being in a band?
Friendship.
Lots of friends that play music.
Yes.
A large part of it.
Just love to play music, really.
Well, yeah, that's the fun part. I looked out by having a 2-year break and then coming back into the band.
Yeah.
I think just everyone being friends is really helpful,
I've only
too.
been in the band for a couple of years, but get with good people, man, and it's pretty easy to keep it going.
Exactly.
As long as you don't threaten to kick the crap out of each other.
Right.
You're good.
Things are looking
100%,
good.
yeah.
So you guys, in that 10-year span, you've had 2 EPs, now 2 full records. How is the approach changing between the record you guys last put out, the EPs further back, and then now this new one that you're putting out?
Very aggressive.
Yes, this one is nothing like anything we've done before.
Yeah.
For me, it's a lot different because I switched from bass and went to guitar. I mean, you hit the bass and no one is really going to know what you're doing anyway unless they know what bass is.
Yeah.
Switch to guitar and you mess up and everyone's going to realize what you're doing.
When it comes to, you said it's a lot heavier than the last ones. How did you guys go into writing that? Did you distinctively go, we want to make this a heavier record, or was that just something as you were writing it?
Yeah, I think it was kind of from the beginning with us 4.
Went through a few members.
And then we're
angry
pissed off.
Yeah.
And this is what we wanted to do, so.
Plus, Adam has a machine gun for picking hand, so you have to make it heavy when
So that
happens.
works out, yeah. All right, I'm going to interrupt this real quick. Can you shut that door? Because, very, very faintly, I just hear Dave Grohl yelling in the background.
Dave Grohl.
I love Dave Grohl. It's not that big of a problem, but
magical.
It keeps going. He's one of those people where if I didn't shut the door, it'd just get louder until eventually it's just Dave Grohl in this
Dave,
interview.
is that you?
Dave, come in. We want to interview you too.
Yeah, no
Get
doubt.
him in here.
Yeah.
He can make it heavy.
That'd be great, yeah. All right, so how many songs in total are there on Rebirth?
7.
7 in total?
Yes.
So
I really had to think about that.
you're like,
One track is 2 songs,
What's
but
the intro?
yeah.
is that
Well,
how
the
many?
opening track is a intro, and then it goes right into the first song.
Okay, so you just kept that into the one.
Yeah,
where
we
they
just
split
made it
into
into
2.
one track.
To get the right transition.
Yeah, I agree. Sometimes whenever they split it up, if you're listening to it, it doesn't smoothly transition, and you're like, what just happened?
Like a stutter that happens.
Yeah, exactly.
And it doesn't sound right.
It's the worst. So is that how many you guys went in with originally? You knew you wanted those 7, or is that?
We had 8, but when we were actually in the studio, we had one that wasn't really prepared all the way. So
Yeah, we
we'll
decided.
save it for the next album.
Save that for next time, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we actually put an instrumental on the
Yeah.
album too.
So we just
Oh, really
different
cool.
that
Out
we've
of
never
the
done.
hat.
Just a week before going in the studio, we wrote that
Just a
right on
fun
the
Oh, wow.
spot.
groove. I really am proud of this album because it's not overdone like most bands that are out here nowadays. It's just groovy, and we just wrote what we loved to write.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. You shouldn't
Fun.
think too much about it, because then
We're
you
not out
start.
here to showboat or nothing.
Yeah, then you start playing stuff that isn't you, and
Exactly.
then you become fake, and it's stupid.
And
And you
everything's
shouldn't
at-
do that.
Everything's at an equal level, so there's not one person that shines more than anybody else.
Right.
And Tony did
Compliment
an
each
awesome
other.
job.
Yeah.
He was a lot of fun to work
He's
with.
an amazing dude.
So Tony last name?
Tipton.
Tony
Okay, where was
Tipton.
what studios?
The Metal Foundry in Washington Courthouse.
So how was it working with him?
He's a really good dude.
Yeah.
He really helped a lot, especially with leads that do appear on the album. You have basic idea. I'm just started playing guitar. I have no idea where this is going to go. And he's like, put it here, and then we'll go this way with it. And
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually did bass on the album too. So
Yeah.
it turned out really good.
It's
Oh,
definitely
okay.
a lot of fun.
it's a massive bass tone.
Did you guys spend time in the studios there for a certain amount of time, or just kind of go back and forth?
We were back and forth
Yeah.
several times. Me and Shane pretty much lived there.
Yeah, we
Okay.
were there
a while.
every weekend for
Yeah.
several months.
Yeah.
Adam and I knocked out the guitar parts, I think, in like 2 days.
2 days.
Probably, like 4 or 5 months me and you were out there.
It was close, yeah.
Okay, so favorite part.
Doing vocals on the album.
My favorite part was getting to do leads, like getting to have that creative space and try to come up with something that would make it a little bit better, but not take over with everything that was happening. Because it's something new for me. Like, I used to play bass all the time. These guys will attest to it. Every time we have practice, I'm just in there always playing something, whether it was on bass or guitar. He yells at me most of the time to shut up.
Always play
Yeah.
over me, dude.
Always, yeah.
I get these ideas in my head. I gotta
Yeah.
get them
Well, see,
out,
that's
and you're just-
the opposite, though. Usually it's the drummer where
Right.
everybody else is like, shut up. I'm trying to tune. I'm
Well,
trying to do
I
stuff.
have my
He
moments.
has
his
his
moments,
moments, for
definitely.
sure.
Don't let him fool you.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, so the CD release party. How excited are you guys for
I'm pretty
this?
stoked.
Yeah.
I am very
Super
stoked on
excited.
this.
Yeah.
This has been such a long process getting this album ready and getting everything set up. I'm just ready to play, have a good time, let everybody hear it, you know?
Yeah, and it's going to be at the Alrosa. Did you guys know that that was where you wanted to do it before you even went
It's
and
always
looked?
been
That's
our
like a
favorite
whole
place.
thing
Yeah,
for
yeah.
us, you know? Like,
Yeah.
like when we think of like good hometown show, like Alrosa is where it's at for us.
Rick's always been really good to us.
Rick's awesome.
And
He's like
Yeah.
Grandpa
He's always
Rick,
took care of us.
Grandpa Rick.
After we
Good dude.
sat down and started discussing it was a no-brainer.
So
Of
how
all the
did
people that have said the name Sourblood, his way is my favorite. When he says
Well,
it.
how
Yeah,
does he
of
say
course.
it?
He's just like Sourblood. It's just like that tone of voice that he has with it. He's so much better.
Sourblood.
Yeah,
Sour blood.
like Batman.
I love it. That's awesome. So what made you guys decide as well on the lineup with all the different locals that you've got on this?
Being in the scene for this long, we've made a bunch of friends, and those are probably,
Liquid 16 is probably one of our oldest.
yeah.
friends.
If it wasn't
Yeah,
for
especially
Liquid
Liquid,
16, we wouldn't
here.
even be here today.
No.
Yeah, because
Those
Oh,
guys
really?
have helped us so
they're
much.
from Circleville too,
Yeah.
so we all grew up together watching each other play. And
We were mainly
Booking
just
shows
like
with each other and
not really groupies, but like the guys that would help them set up and stuff like that. And then we'd be like, that'd be a lot of fun to do. And we'd
Yeah,
be like, let's
like-
pick up instruments.
like years ago, like when they were this Fires and Breaks, like at My Fest and stuff, I looked up to those guys.
That's fine as I miss those guys.
Yeah, no doubt.
other ones about the same though, right? Like just
Yeah,
friends with them
absolutely.
and
Oh yeah, Push Ahead's
believe-
new, but they're
new, but
still
they're-
like a lot
yeah.
of old members that've been around for
Yeah,
a long
it's-
time, like Mark.
Those
and-
guys have been friends with us since Capital Tragedy days.
All right, so to recap, the Rebirth release show is at the Alrosa this Saturday, February 7th. All ages, doors are at 6. It's going to be $6 to get in. Is that all around? Like, is it going to change at the door or anything like that?
I think it'll be the same at the door.
Okay.
Should be $6.
Very cool. And Liquid 16, Push Ahead, Active Violence, the Arcadia Summit, and Siege the Gates are the bands that are going to be playing. Where else can people find this new record if they're going to be at the show and they maybe don't have the money on them at that time, or maybe
We'll have it on iTunes after the show.
okay.
It'll be released on iTunes.
So you're going to release it like after you're done on the 7th. then,
Yeah.
So more
Yeah.
like the 8th. then.
Yeah.
Okay. They could just find you on any of your social media, all that kind of stuff.
Not yet.
Facebook.
Yep. Twitter.
Is it just like at
Tweeting.
Sourblood?
Yes.
Or is there like
Everything
a fancy
is-
one? Because some people put like the official and then it's like way too hard to find them. I'm like,
We
I
didn't think
don't-
anyone else was
Oh,
going to try to name themselves Sourblood.
you got lucky with that. Nobody else
Yeah.
took it.
Well,
Very-
Twitter is at Sourblood and Instagram is Sourblood Band.
Oh.
So it is a
change
little
that,
tricky.
yeah.
We
Same as the
didn't
email.
screw that up, didn't we?
Yeah,
Who did that?
I think that was you.
Probably was.
Probably. Or, I don't know. Could have been anybody.
You're trying to divert attention. You're like, no, it wasn't me, I swear. And for listeners who are just now hearing about Sourblood for the first time somehow, why should they come out to the show and see you guys live?
Because even if you don't like us or like our music, I can promise you'll have a good time at the show. One of the bands you'll like, and like I said, if you don't like our music, you'll enjoy our stage show.
Yeah,
I promise you that.
I agree with that.
Well, I'm excited because I'm still relatively new to the scene, so I don't get out to actually go to shows very much, but I have Saturday off, I think.
You gonna
We'll
come?
see. I'm hoping to.
All
So
right.
I would very much like for other people to join me. So
you go.
come out, join me at the Alrosa to see Sourblood. Thank you guys so much for doing this today.
Thanks for having
welcome.
us.
And best of luck to you with this release. I'm very, very excited about seeing how this goes for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.